This thing on? Let's give it a shot. What's up, everybody? Real quick video. I wanted to talk really fast about just overall being kind to your significant other, whether you're in a long-term relationship or marriage, and you feel like it's going south, like it's something's going to break here, and possible separation, divorce, things are going to happen. Here's the thing that you don't really realize. These marriage contracts are conditional. You don't think they are, but they are. Not necessarily a bad thing. But I think the thing that, especially church folks, right? We believe this thing like God will not leave you. God's not going to let you go. God's not going to leave you. But just because God won't leave you doesn't mean that your spouse won't. And you don't think about that. You don't think about that. It's when one person, and again, usually with divorces, one person wants out and the other person doesn't, right? The other person wants to stay and work on it and continue and try again. But that's something to really think about. Like, just because God doesn't leave us doesn't mean your spouse won't leave you, right? So it's important to try to right the ship, correct the wrongs before it gets to that point as best you can. Sometimes it's too late, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if you see it coming, whether it be long-term relationship or divorce, I think kindness and consideration is key, right? Take responsibility for what's yours to take responsibility for, and no more, right? Especially if the divorce has happened. Take responsibility for your part in what had happened, and that's all. No more. That's all you need to, right? Anyway, kindness, generosity, bearing along with people in their faults and in their sins, things like this, and try to right the wrongs. You think you want out of the relationship, you think things are hard. There's probably really nothing worse other than death than divorce. So I think one thing that, especially if you're in the relationship and if you start arguing these kind of things, you want to win, right? You feel like your points are valid, and they are, but sometimes by winning in, let's say, arguments or just conflict, sometimes in winning you actually lose, right? And so death to your ego, that's the biggest thing. Holy cow, death to your ego. You got to let the ego die off and burn off, and let things go. Draw your lines in the sand where you need to, in healthy ways, healthy boundaries, and take responsibility for what's your part of it. But you don't have to win everything. You don't have to win everything, because in doing that you actually lose a lot, turns out. So death to your own ego, extend kindness, extend olive branches of peace, and try your best to stay in there. And again, if it's too late and divorce has been filed, you have to take responsibility. That's part of, I think, the growth of it, is taking responsibility for your part of it. Know what you did wrong, acknowledge it, let your significant other know, if you're able, what you've done wrong, what you willing to communicate or try again on. But usually when it's been said and there's papers filed, it's over, and that's a hard reality to accept. But even then, you have to let your ego die, and both sides have been wronged. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge where you tried to correct and come back around. Give yourself a bit of a pat on the back for the things that you did try to do right, that were right, and take responsibility for your part of it, and no more, and no more. That's all you can do. Anyway, y'all, hope everybody's having a really good day. If anybody has any advice to give me, as well as maybe some exchange of advice or words, feel free to reach out. When breakups happen, they're tough, but they are doable, very doable, and you can definitely rebuild afterwards. In fact, some days it's really exciting actually to rebuild a new you, new times, fresh starts. Those things are things to be celebrated in spite of the horror that can be breakups and heartache. There's actually a really great time for growth, time to be encouraged, time to start over. Nothing wrong with that. That's to be looked forward to, okay? Anyway, grace and peace to you guys. Hope everybody has a great day.